إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward the brothers that are working very hard for translating, inshallah azza wa jal, the mutun that are needed for our dawra ta'siliyya, inshallah, in the summer holiday. And today we have Al-Waraqat in Usul al-Fiqh for the Imam of the Haramain Al-Juwayni, and the translated by our dear brother Sheikh Harun. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him and reward him dearly. And we have also our dear brother Sheikh Hirsi, who is also working hard on the formatting and the translation and so on. Inshallah Azza wa Jal, we will proofread some of it today. If there is enough time, we'll get whatever we can get out of the way today. And inshallah, if they have to also tomorrow, we will be able to finish it. So Sheikh Hirsi, start. Barakallahu feek.
Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Al-Waraqat in Usul al-Fiqh by Imam al-Haramain al-Juwayni, translated, prepared by Harun al-Fiqh Shah. Introduction. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Compassionate. These pages comprise knowledge of aspects of the principle of Islamic law, Usul al-Fiqh.
Who has written the introduction? Who has written the introduction?
The whole thing was prepared by Harun.
The introduction is by the brother, or this is what Imam al-Juwayni said?
I believe this is from the book.
طيب, can you show me? Because I can't see it on the... نعم, I can see it. Wait, I have something wrong with my... طيب. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Compassionate. طيب, why the Compassionate? I do not understand. Huh? What is this in Arabic? He says Alhamdulillah. He says Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the mercy, and we said we don't translate it like this. We say Ar-Rahman, and then we put in parentheses the Merciful, and then we say Ar-Rahim, and we put in parentheses the mercy giving. We have طبعا I say this, I say it like this because I don't want the same things to be the same changes we made before. We're gonna do them again. You understand? Barakallahu fiqh. But pay attention to this, that once we agree upon something, it continues like this. We don't want to change it every time. طيب, هي قال أبو المعالي الجويني رحمه الله تعالى الحمد لله رب العالمين. In the name of Allah. طيب, you don't have Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. You only have Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Mine has Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa ba'du. هذه ورقات. هذه ورقات. These pages. لا, these are pages. تشتمل. These are pages. Say which, or let's say that. These are pages that comprise تشتمل على معرفة فصول من أصول الفقه. These are pages that comprise knowledge of aspects of the principles of Islamic law. لا, أصول الفقه. أصول الفقه is, first of all, type in نعم. And also, the way in which we translate, we don't put the English and then the Arabic. We put the Arabic and then the English. We put the Arabic, we say
English. Right.
Aspects of the some نعم comprise knowledge of aspects of the principles of usul al-fiqh, in parentheses let's say the fundamental rules of fiqh, or the fundamental principles of fiqh, of Islamic jurisprudence. Fiqh.
We use fiqh or jurisprudence?
You can say fiqh and then i.e. jurisprudence if you want. It's up to you.
Right.
This is a translator's choice. طيب طيب نعم.
It consists of two distinct parts. The root, al-asl, is that on which something else is built. The branch, al-fa', is that which is built on something else. Islamic law, fiqh.
No, it's which Arabic text are you getting this from?
Harun did the whole thing.
Yeah, but the Arabic is which Arabic one did you do? Is it from the متون فقهية or عفوا the متون طالب العلم or the Arabic أصل he relied on the Arabic
Let me see if he sent it to me.
because I want to see I don't want to make changes and then we look it's yeah it's just my version that has this but before we continue I need to pay attention to that because mine says something else. Mine says وهو مؤلف من جزئين مفردين and يعني it consists from two singular parts. أحدهما one of them الأصول يعني meaning the basis or the يعني نعم the basis let's say والآخر الفقه and the other is الفقه. It's not الفرع الفقه meaning jurisprudence. And then he goes on to say he says فالأصل for the أصل ما ينبني عليه غيره that which يعني something is built upon. And then he says والفرع you see how this goes يعني it's different than what you have.
Yeah. Yes.
طيب.
I sent him a message. His phone isn't going through.
طيب, you sent him a message, but he's not answering. I've also sent him a
and
message. Maybe
not
he's
ringing,
busy.
yeah. He's
Nah,
offline,
maybe
yeah.
he is busy. طيب. I'm afraid if we carry on like this, it's gonna have a lot of differences. طيب, then maybe it is best that we choose طيب, let's continue a little bit. طيب, mine says وهو مؤلف. Where did we stop?
Right, the end of here. We start right here.
It consists وهو مؤلف. It consists. Go back to it consists. In yellow. نعم. It consists. وهو مؤلف من جزئين مفردين. It consists of two not distinct, say singular parts. أحدهما, one of them is الأصول. And you cannot say أصل here because that's wrong. It's plural. الأصول. One second. لا, keep it as distinct parts. نعم. Distinct parts. Distinct parts. One of them is al-usul in parentheses. يعني we can say bases or fundamental principles. Or fundamentals, we can say. Fundamental. Keep them as fundamental principles. Put them as fundamental because a lot of people are يعني they understand that these are يعني the word usul is fundamental principle because of what Sheikh Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab has written. طيب. And the other is fiqh. In parentheses, and the other is al-fiqh, in parentheses, Islamic jurisprudence.
It consists of two distinct parts. One of them is the al-usul, the fundamental principles.
Without that is al-usul, because al is that, basically.
Okay,
just delete
the
that.
fundamental principles. Okay.
No, go back. Go back to the before al-usul, just delete that.
Okay.
طيب, one of them is al-usul, fundamental principles. طيب, and the other is al-fiqh, in parentheses, Islamic jurisprudence. Full stop. Yeah. And then you say فالأصل. So now say الأصل. I find it wrong to say the al-asl, because al is that.
Okay.
It's like saying
Yeah. The. Yes.
yeah. Al-asl. Al-asl is that, which now you can read. نعم. فالأصل.
Al-asl is that on which something else is built. The branch al-far is that
and of
which
course,
is built on.
of course, يعني you have to
switch all of these around.
switch all of these. نعم. Go ahead.
Is that which is built on something else. Islamic law, fiqh, is the knowledge of the divinely legislated rulings, al-ahkam al-shar'iyya, that are arrived at by independent reasoning, al-ijtihad.
نعم. 1 second. Let me just see. Islamic جزء الأصل is the branches الفرع. طيب, Islamic law, fiqh, is the knowledge. طيب, he translated fiqh to Islamic law, and we translated it to Islamic jurisprudence. That is Islamic law. I would prefer jurisprudence. Fiqh is jurisprudence, as they usually translate it. Am I mistaken, or is this what they usually?
You're correct. Yeah,
طيب.
always jurisprudence.
طيب.
I think the Sharia is what's generally referred to as law directly.
طيب, Islamic jurisprudence is the knowledge of the divinely معرفة الأحكام الشرعية. He said, what is the knowledge of the divinely legislated rulings? والفقه معرفة الأحكام الشرعية. شرعية, you know what شرعية means? It doesn't mean divine, it means Islamic. That's what شرعي is. شرعي meaning religious, Islamic.
Yes.
طيب. Islamic legislated الأحكام الشرعية. Islamic legislated rulings. Why legislated? Can't we just say الأحكام الشرعية, Islamic rulings?
Yes.
طيب. And Islamic should be capital letter, because Islam. طيب. Islamic rulings, أحكام الشرعية, and switch them. طيب. That are arrived at by independent reasoning. Al-ijtihad is independent reasoning. Can we see the bottom, the footnotes? Because the brother has footnotes.
Yes. Right. Yes.
Usul fiqh
Ijtihad literally means exertion of effort.
Wait, he says Usul fiqh has been translated in multiple ways. The principles of law and theory of law. The principles of law and theory of law are perhaps the two most common translations. طيب, linguistically, fiqh means understanding. أحسنت. Islamically, it is knowledge to the practical legal rulings of the Sharia with the detailed proofs acquired. طيب, but this is a mistake, because if you want to quote something, you have to tell us who are you quoting and from where. And I've always told my brothers, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when they put footnotes, please always quote bin Baz, bin Uthaymeen, something like that, especially Imam bin Uthaymeen. يعني quote, say for example, linguistically fiqh means understanding, and Islamically Islamically it is so and so, and then you put in parentheses Ibn Uthaymeen, for example, Sharh al-Mumti' page. So you understand, so that we know that this is what Imam bin Uthaymeen. Or you can put Imam bin Uthaymeen said, and then you say linguistically it means so, Islamically it means so, and then you put the source, which book it is. Right. This is the best thing that you can do. Nah.
Okay.
That is, when you open a book like this, see your feeling. When you look at the footnotes and it says Bin Uthaymeen said Shaykh Islam said, you understand?
Yes,
خلاص.
yes.
There's ilm in it. Not because if you look at the bottom, it says Harun said. Abdul Aziz. Who is Abdul Aziz to say? You
Yeah.
understand? Who is Abdul Aziz
Yes,
Haqqan
yes.
to say? But
Yes,
when you
yes, yes.
say Ibn Uthaymeen, لا.
Mhm.
This is an imam that is speaking. نعم.
All right. Inshallah, I'll go through the whole text and make sure those are covered.
اجتهاد literally means exertion of effort. نعم صحيح. It is a jurist's fiqh exertion of his utmost efforts inquiring into the sources of law to arrive at a legal ruling on a situation for which no agreed upon ruling yet exists. Yes, this is what it is. So why did he independent reasoning? Why did he choose independent reasoning? Maybe for this one, he can make it as
Mhm.
ijtihad by ijtihad and leaves it off so that people can read the footnote what ijtihad means.
The footnote, yes,
Maybe
yes.
better. Hmm. Yeah. Like this would be better without the brackets. By
Mhm.
al-ijtihad. Or it should be by ijtihad without al, or what do you think?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hmm. By ijtihad.
Sounds
طيب.
better.
طيب. Now, نعم. Let me see. بسم الله. أنواع الأحكام الشرعية. طيب wait. والأحكام 7. طيب. نعم. Go ahead.
There are 7 legal rulings, ahkam.
Again,
One.
why are we saying legal?
Okay.
I just want to know. I'm asking that there's no, I'm not saying.
I'm not aware of
طيب.
the
طيب, maybe
Harun's
our
decision.
brother Harun, maybe he can watch this later and he can tell me يعني, because if there is a need for it,
Yes, I'll speak
uh,
to him about it, inshallah.
inshallah. طيب wait, somebody told me that in the announcement I said love instead of live. طيب يعني طيب fine if I can edit it. No, I cannot edit it. طيب live. So that people. طيب نعم. Obligatory.
There are 7 rulings, ahkam. Obligatory, wajib. Recommended, mandub. Permitted, mubah. Prohibited, mahdur. Reprehensible, makruh. Valid, sahih. And invalid, batil. Obligatory,
Delete legal. Delete legal, no problem. The brother can add it if there is a need for it. Reprehensible, that is a difficult word. Many people are not going to understand what reprehensible means.
disliked.
Let's just say disliked. Yes, disliked. So obligatory, recommended, permitted, or do we say permissible?
Permissible.
Permissible, prohibited, disliked, valid, صحيح, and invalid, باطل. طيب نعم أحسنتم. نعم.
Obligatory is what one is rewarded for doing and punished for omitting. Recommended is
Again, apologies again.
obligatory. Yeah. Obligatory is what one is rewarded for doing and punished for omitting.
And punished for?
Omitting. Leaving off.
Omitting? طيب just say and punished for not doing, for example. Not doing or abandoning. No, not doing, better. Not doing. نعم.
Recommended is what one is rewarded for doing, but not punished for not doing. Permitted is what one is neither rewarded for doing nor punished for
Permissible,
not
huh?
doing.
Permissible.
Yeah, permissible, yes. Prohibited is what one is rewarded for not doing and punished for doing. Reprehensible is what one is rewarded for not doing, but not punished for doing.
طيب reprehensible, change it to disliked. نعم أحسنت.
Disliked.
You don't have titles. Are these titles by somebody else? Because I have titles in my book, and they're not there. Because maybe these are not in. Maybe these titles are not in the original book. Wait, because I am using This book that I have is actually an explanation by our Sheikh, Sheikh Saad al-Shithri. Wait. Oh, here you go. Naam, he actually sent me the one he's using. Look, I've been asking you, and he actually sent me. يلا الله المستعان. طيب, لا, I have it. طيب, he actually sent me this. Apologies, أخي. I do have what he's translating from. طيب, let's go back. الورقات. طيب, it starts off with هذه الورقات تشتمل على معرفة فصول من أصول الفقه. ذلك الطبيعة فالأصل ما يبنى عليه غيره والفرع ما أحدهما أصول والآخر فقه. إيه طيب, يعني it's the same, but it doesn't have these. نعم, it doesn't have the titles. طيب, نعم, it doesn't have the titles. طيب, go ahead. This is an addition that I have. طيب.
Disliked is what one is rewarded for not doing but not punished for doing. Valid is what is effective and relied upon. Invalid is what is neither effective nor relied upon.
طيب, wait. In Arabic it says ما يعتد به. ما يعتد به, the brother said, is what is effective. That is a correct translation. But we can say that is what is taken into consideration. Wait, don't translate yet. That which is taken into consideration ويتعلق به النفوذ. يعني
السلام عليكم أستاذ.
عليكم السلام. Wait 1 second. And we can say and effectiveness relies upon it or revolves around it. نعم. Who said أستاذ?
نعم أنا. I was just going to say, could you just say considered instead of taken into consideration? الله أعلم.
نعم. Why not? Wait. Let's think about it. ما يعتد به. What is considered? Because some people might think what is considered as what? You understand?
Okay. No.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I think considered is more like mu'tabar. I don't know. I think what you're saying is it makes sense to start. الله أعلم.
طيب. Write it under it. أخي Harisi, let's يعني compare between the two. Write it under it. يعني just one sentence under. طيب, say what is taken into consideration. Valid is what is taken into consideration. And what effectiveness what did I say earlier? What effectiveness ويتعلق به النفوذ. Again, valid is what is taken into consideration and طيب, let me explain it to you first so that you know what I'm trying to say. What the Sheikh is telling us, الصحيح ما يعتد به ويتعلق به النفوذ. He's saying is that which is taken into consideration, that which is taken into account. And for something to actually be valid, yeah, this is what validity revolves around. And we consider it valid or not. If it is sahih, we consider it valid. If it's not sahih, we don't consider it to be valid. So the sihha is what validness and effectiveness revolves around. This is what is being said. How do we say this in English?
You could use the word validity if that helps in part of it.
طيب, نعم, we can say صحيح.
What is taken into consideration and is deemed acceptable. Now,
and deemed successful, right?
Acceptable.
Or acceptable? Yes, it could be. And we can, يعني what success revolves around? What success, يعني, is this correct? Is this taken into consideration? Is this... Let's see, did the Pursue Excellence say anything in the chat? Let's see. I'm not seeing the YouTube chat. Wait, let me see the YouTube chat if we have some of the brothers maybe are suggesting something. Legislative derived by independent reasoning. I don't know what طيب let's think about it. والصحيح ما يعتد به. What is effective? ما يعتد به and relied upon ويتعلق به النفوذ. لا, relied upon has nothing to do with what he said. Relied upon is wrong. This needs to be changed. ما يعتد به, what is effective. This is correct in the meaning that it can be taken as to be in effect, يعني to be successful, and it is in effect. But he said ما يعتد به. What is taken into consideration. Like, even what I am saying is wrong, because we can ما يعتد به, what is meant, what is taken into consideration as effective. This is what it means, by the way. So we can actually say what is considered to be effective. What do you think?
I feel like that raises more questions as opposed to defining the word.
طيب خلاص. Valid. طيب, instead of valid, maybe we can use validity, as you said. Maybe it's better. Maybe we can say صحيح then instead of valid. Put صحيح and in parentheses valid. صحيح and in parentheses valid. And we said we don't want صحيح. This is صحيح. صحيح is double E.
Double A, okay.
Double E. You see, باطل, we did not batil, right? So باطل is with an I. طيب, صحيح with a double E. Double E, not double A. So صحيح, S-A-H double E. Double E. طيب. And down, صحيح. صحيح, in parentheses. Valid is what is taken into consideration and what validity revolves around.
I think that gives more meaning than the previous examples.
طيب, الحمد لله.
Alhamdulillah.
Revolves around. طيب, let's read them both and see which one is better. Valid is what is effective and relied upon. Sahih, valid, is what is taken into consideration and what validity revolves around.
I think the second one conveys the meaning, Ustad.
The second one is better? أخي حرصي.
Yes, second one. SubhanAllah, with the first one, the judgment of effectiveness and it being relied upon is just left open. It's basically, I've been given two other things to try and figure out, but the second one, it gives you like a more understanding of like how it's viewed. So sahih is that which is taken into consideration, so it's acceptable, and the validity of anything revolves around it being sahih or not. So that I think it's way, as the brother said, it's way more comprehensive.
Alhamdulillah. And that is exactly what he said, by the way. If you look at the Arabic, what did he say? He said, ما يعتد به. يعني what we take into consideration to be considered. يعني that is right. ويتعلق به النفوذ. يعني if I have a contract, it has to be correct in order to actually happen. That's what is meant by it. طيب, نعم. Let's go now the other one, and باطل. طيب, and delete then valid, the one up top, this line. And of course, our dear brother Harun can always يعني come and tell us and teach us, and يعني he can show us some of the things that we might have overlooked and so on. I would have loved if he would be here, بس الحمد لله قدر الله ما شاء فعل. نعم.
Invalid is what is neither effective nor relied upon, so is what is not taken into consideration.
He said, والباطل ما لا يتعلق به النفوذ ولا يعتد به. يتعلق به ما لا يتعلق ولا يعتد به. طيب. نعم. أيوة أحسنت. نعم.
Is not taken into consideration,
Right.
nor. Oh, okay.
Is not taken into consideration, nor validity or what is not taken into consideration, nor what validity revolves around. ولا يعتد بما لا يتعلق به النفوذ. طيب ما لا يتعلق به النفوذ. طيب we said and to say باطل, invalid, باطل before it, باطل, invalid is what is not taken into consideration. What is not taken into consideration, nor what validity revolves around. وما لا يتعلق به النفوذ, not what validity, wait, nor what validity revolves around. لا يتعلق به النفوذ يعني meaning it's not valid. طيب نعم. طيب تعريف العلم والجهل. طيب let's go. والفقه
Fiqh has a narrow meaning, the knowledge. Al-ilm. Knowledge, ilm, is to know the thing known as it actually is.
علم
Ignorance.
is to know the thing known.
SubhanAllah.
Say to know the thing itself if you want to put an intensifier. Say to know the thing itself. لأنه said والعلم معرفة المعلوم. So he translated it literally, yeah? So he said not is to know the thing known. Let's say the thing itself. والعلم معرفة المعلوم. المعلوم, we translated المعلوم to the thing itself, right? على ما هو به في الواقع, as it actually is. على ما هو به في الواقع. Let me see his version. أصل من العلم معرفة المعلوم على ما هو به. طيب his is different than mine. معرفة المعلوم على ما هو به, and mine says والعلم معرفة المعلوم على ما هو به في الواقع. I think ours is better, right? The copy that I have is better regarding this.
Did the Sheikh say Al-Waqi'?
The one that is in the Mutun doesn't have waqi'. The one that I have, which is from Dar Ashbiliya, that is printed, I have the book from Jami'at al-Ma'rifa al-Alamiyya, the explanation of Sheikh Dr. Saad al-Shitri, he's from Hayat Kibar al-Ulama, and the اعتناء and تخريج is by Abdul Nasir bin Abdul Qadir al-Bishbishi. This is the one that I have, the one that I'm taking a look at. And this is in 2009, so 15 years ago. Allah knows best يعني which one. But anyway, I think for the meaning-wise, the one that I have is better. Meaning-wise here, at this sentence only. I think it is better. طيب.
نعم.
نعم. نعم, go ahead أخي. Where were we?
Ignorance.
Right here. Ignorance.
As it actually
Ignorance.
is. على ما هو به. طيب, as it actually is. We're gonna keep it like this. طيب. Ignorance. نعم.
All right. Ignorance, jahl, is to imagine something as other than what it actually is. Immediate knowledge, ilm dururi, is
Ilm
that
what?
which does not ilm dururi.
ضروري. Where did you write it? Can you show it to me?
I see.
I don't see the. I think my screen is frozen.
Let me
where
start
is
it
it?
again.
علم ضروري. I see it. علم ضروري.
Yeah.
لا, it is ضروري, not do.
Dururi.
العلم الضروري, huh? ضروري, not ضروري. So there will be an A instead of a U, and put an H before it. Put an H before it because it's not with a dal, it's with a ضاد.
Okay.
نعم. نعم, بارك الله فيكم.
Immediate knowledge, ilm al-daruri, is that which does not result from rational or evidentiary inquiry.
Wait. ما لا يقع عن نظر واستدلال. Which does not occur with what? Does not result from?
Rational or evidentiary inquiry.
Evidentiary meaning يعني based on evidence, seeking evidence,
Based
right?
on evidence. Yeah, I think we should write
طيب.
that out.
طيب لا بأس. If what is meant by evidentiary is by يعني seeking evidence and so on, نعم, inquiry, because inquiry means seeking, right? نعم, نعم. Yes, this is good. And this is actually very elegant. It's better than how I speak. A lot better. نعم.
Like knowledge that is known by one of the
You
five
cannot.
senses.
In the English language, you can't start a sentence like
So with a like, yeah.
by giving examples. You have to put a comma, and then you say like knowledge. كالعلم الواقع بإحدى الحواس. Like knowledge that is known by one of the five senses. Known كالعلم الواقع. That happens, not known. العلم الضروري ما لم يقع نظر نفسه كالعلم الواقع بإحدى الحواس. So we say, anyway, so put a comma instead of the full stop, and then say, like knowledge that happens by one of the five senses. Or we can say knowledge that is acquired, maybe. That is acquired through the senses. نعم أحسنت, pursue excellence. What they mean is empirical knowledge. That's what they mean. Yes, this is what is meant. But they are explaining.
Is that the known, or do we use the word known, or do we change it to?
We change it. But are you changing anything? Because nothing is showing on my screen.
I don't know. Let me start the live again.
طيب بارك الله فيكم.
Can you see?
Huh? Yeah,
Can you see
no,
the?
I can see.
Okay.
No, apologies, I was reading.
No problem.
طيب, let's see. What did you write? We immediate knowledge. Immediate knowledge. العلم الضروري. ضروري meaning يعني. Why did you choose immediate? It's نعم. العلم الضروري is necessary. يعني something that you cannot not know. You understand what is meant? If you have a better,
yes,
it is necessary knowledge. يعني knowledge that يعني fire is hot. We all know that. This is necessary knowledge, right? So necessary knowledge, علم ضروري. No need for essential. No need for essential. Necessary. الله نعم. Necessary knowledge, علم ضروري. أحسنت. Is that which does not result from rational or evidentiary inquiry, like knowledge that is acquired, let's say, by one of the five senses. Instead of known, change it to acquired. If you have a better word, let me know.
sounds good.
How long have we been? Have we made half an hour, or? Yeah, we passed half an hour, yeah? I wanted only to do half an hour. طيب. Whereas acquired knowledge, طيب, where did we stop? Like knowledge إلى آخره,
Right here.
five senses. والحواس الخمس. And he didn't put the حواس الخمس. He did not say what the الحواس الخمس التي هي, which are, like five senses, which are. It is in both, by the way, mine and his. كالعلم الواقع بإحدى الحواس الخمس التي هي, which are السمع, hearing, والبصر, يعني comma, sight, والشم, comma, let's say smelling, comma, والذوق, tasting, comma, واللمس, and touching. These are the five senses. This is according to the book that the brother is using. طيب. طيب. And then he says, وبالتواتر. In my version it says أو بالتواتر, or by tawatur. So it's the same sentence still. What is known by this or tawatur? لا, the other one is better. The one that Sheikh Harun is using better, because it can happen by this or and that, right? So you can say, طيب, necessary knowledge is that which does not result from rational or evidentiary, like that, like knowledge that is acquired by one of the five senses without a full stop. Because you said which? Which are hearing. لا, don't put parentheses. You put parentheses, it means that we are the ones who are saying this. لا, it's Abu al-Ma'ali al-Juwayni is the one who's saying this.
So they've done this so I can add the Arabic and then format it properly later.
And then put and by tawatur. And by tawatur. And by tawatur. And then if you can bring us the definition of tawatur by Imam bin Uthaymin in a footnote, Allah, that would be a very beneficial book like this. طيب. Whereas acquired knowledge, he said, أيوة, والعلم المكتسب. طيب. As for وأما العلم المكتسب, نعم, whereas acquired knowledge ما يقع عن نظر واستدلال rests on rational and evidentiary inquiry. يقع, let's say it is acquired Brothers, can I ask you something for the next sitting tomorrow? Look for a good translation for this. عن نظر واستدلال. نظر واستدلال. يعني it is يعني maybe we can have something. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Maybe we can have something that is clearer. But anyway, so it is rests on rational. Let's say what is acquired instead of rests. So delete rests, huh? No. On rational and evidentiary inquiry. نعم. Was acquired by rational and evidentiary. طيب, نعم, أحسنت. والنظر, and then says another, he said what? Rational inquiry. Was rational inquiry. نظر is النظر هو الفكر في حال المنظور فيه, is reflection on the object of inquiry. الفكر في حال المنظور, يعني to think about it. What do you think?
Rational inquiry is the reflection on the object of inquiry.
He said in Arabic, literally, هو الفكر في حال المنظور. منظوري فيه.
Pondering would work, but I don't know how it would fit on the sentence unless we change it.
Reflection
pondering on the object of inquiry.
We can just say thinking about the object of inquiry. Pondering upon the object of inquiry. Or you can even say pondering the object. Right?
Yes.
What do you think, Akhi Umar?
I think تفكر normally is reflecting, tadabbur is normally pondering, but Allahu A'lam.
You're right. And what's it called? He said here, he said الفكر في حال المنظور. الفكر يعني فكر يفكر تفكيرا. نعم. طيب, الفكر, we can just say thinking about the object. Then this way you think is more appropriate?
No.
With object of inquiry. Sounds good.
It's easier. And I would like to make it يعني, accessible for everyone. Not just the English speakers. طيب. That's why I said let's think about the sentence is acquired by rational and evidentiary inquiry. This sounds academic, yes, and sounds nice, but someone who is from the Netherlands, for example, he's going to find these words. He's going to need a dictionary for these words. I want it to be accessible as much as we can, of course, and if we can't, طيب. is acquired by rational and evidentiary inquiry. Rational inquiry, نظر, is thinking about the object of inquiry. طيب. والاستدلال, evidentiary inquiry, استدلال is the search for evidence. والاستدلال طلب الدليل is the search for evidence. نعم. طلب الدليل, to search for the evidence. Seek, let's say seek better. Is an evidential is نعم is والاستدلال طلب الدليل is we can either say is to seek evidence, or we can say is seeking evidence.
Or you said
Seeking.
the seeking of evidence.
The seeking of evidence. نعم. This is better. أحسنت. بارك الله فيك. The seeking of evidence. نعم. Is the seeking. نعم. بسم الله. The seeking of evidence. أحسنتم. بارك الله فيكم. طيب. ممتاز. I think this is enough as a start. طيب, we stopped at الدليل, evidence, دليل, evidence. But can you change the other things so that they become يعني as we usually have them? أخي حرصي.
Inshallah, I'll work on that tonight بإذن الله.
طيب, and have that, بارك الله فيكم. Always have that. يعني have that. يعني whenever you translate something, then do it like this. طيب, I wanted to talk to you about something. I think if we're going to do this in the summer holiday, I don't believe we have time to translate the book of Tawheed and Al-Aqidah Al-Wasitiyya, especially the book of Tawheed. It's not a small book. If يعني we are able to translate the Fadl al-Islam and يعني the two, I think there are two other books that are not translated yet. If we can, they are not even translated in the English language, and I think we're the first ones to translate them. If we can finish that by summer, and then maybe we can use one of the translations that we have for the Book of Tawheed, any translation that is already there, and we can refer to it. We say the translation we are using is the so-and-so translation for the Book of Tawheed. Or we can, يعني we can use what we have already done regarding the one time that we explained the book of Tawheed and so on. Yeah, regarding the Al-Wasitiyya and the book of Tawheed, maybe we can figure it out. But other than that, يعني let's concentrate on getting the other books done, because as you know, the Al-Wasitiyya and the book of Tawheed are available. So let's see that, okay? Okay, أخي?
Inshallah, yeah, Ustad. I think the other brothers would be more in the position to be able to
طيب, speak to Harun.
make the consideration. Yeah, inshallah, I'll talk to
Speak
them.
to Harun and let's see, and let him message me about this. طيب, بارك الله فيكم.
Mhm.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت